Okay, so I'm gonna get started. No one's on here, so it's very awkward. Okay, so I wanted to go over maintaining and gaining weight for y'all. I know it's hard to get on, get uh, get set up, so I'm just gonna record this, and then y'all can take the information that you need from it. So, okay, let's get started. So I'm gonna share the screen. Just gonna share that real quick. Okay, do that one. Share screen. Okay. And it should be shared right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this PowerPoint. So the PowerPoint I just made real quickly just to give you guys a visual, so you can kind of understand a little bit more about the nutrition side of things, and just get the ideas rolling. This is what I do almost with every client, whether it's maintaining, losing, gaining weight. I try and help them out the most just by giving them a set nutrition plan. And I'm just going to walk through giving myself the example to share with you all, okay? So using me as the example, as well as another client that I have on my, like that's just taking products and doing well with it. So for first step is knowledge behind your macronutrients. So what I like to start with is what you can get this information. You can get it from Herbalife.com. You can get it from the weight loss challenges. I've learned a lot since I've gotten in Herbalife, and this is where most of the information is received from. So I've gotten a little bit of the information from the 3-day trials, and I've just grown my knowledge base mainly since I've been doing all this with Herbalife products and etc. So what I like to start with is just protein. Protein's a major macronutrients that the body needs, and more or less it's found in Herbalife products. And really it's not an abundant amount, it's just a balanced amount. So what protein allows your body to do is build muscle, as well as it helps build body mass and muscle mass, allowing your body to work harder. So when I take this, okay, so when your body works like a furnace, okay? So when you put protein into your body, so if you read the small lettering, your body and muscle mass functions like a furnace, okay? When you increase your protein intake, your metabolism increases. So that's your metabolic rate, or your resting metabolism. Okay, so it's going to increase as your protein level increases, meaning the faster you're burning calories. Protein is essential for maintaining your muscle mass, for good and healthy energy, and effective weight management. So that's why protein's so important. And the normal diet that I see is, say, if someone's going out to eat a couple days a week, or a couple of days or a couple times a day, they're going out very consistently. Most of their diet does not consist of protein. And so what you want to do is make this as balanced as possible. So like what I do with my clients, I balance it so that really I'm just counting protein and everything else sets up. Okay, so 30% of your daily intake consists of protein. Okay, and then I'm going to go into fibers and fats. Again, this is found off of Herbalife.com, but it helps the digestive system. So that's fiber, helps break down everything. And there's different types of fiber. And then for fats, good fats help with proper absorption of fat-soluble vitamins. Okay, so healthy fats over unwanted fats. And out of your diet, you want 20 to 25% of your daily intake fats. And then fibers, really fibers is just mixed in there somewhere. So with fibers, you want to make sure you're taking 25 to 30 grams per day. That's a daily value. And I was going to say something else, but I can't remember. So I'll just move on to carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are preferred energy for activity, as well as preferred energy for the body. There's a few types of that as well. It's just important to have that in your diet. And I like to stick around 40 to 45% of your daily intake, or below 50. Okay. It's very important that we have carbohydrates within our diet. It's very important that you have that. Also, I'll tell you a little bit more about it in the next few slides. Okay. So we'll go to the next one. So step 2, what's the best nutrition? Okay. So when you're taking in these types of macronutrients, proteins that are lean meats or plant-based have less fat. And what I like to tell my clients is white meats are better or preferred. If I were to give you a scale or like a 1 through 10 of best meats to maybe the least wanted meats in your diet, I would probably do somewhere around fish and chicken as your top ones, as well as plant-based, and then turkey, ground turkey, and then I would probably do pork or beef, pork, and then really just red meats are just not as great for digestive reasons and stuff like that. So I always aim in those directions when I'm talking to people about their nutrition. For carbohydrates, there's two type of carbohydrates. Again, I learned this from the weight loss challenges. So Earl, when you start doing those weight loss challenges, you're going to learn a lot of good information that you can use for your own self. Really, it's for you to maximize the performance and the meal planning for people or helping them out. It's not maybe not everyone's going to be interested in the knowledge. So what you really want to do is just maximize your knowledge so you can give that to others, okay, in a simple way. So with carbohydrates, they're simple versus complex. Two different things that you definitely need in your diet. So simple is fast acting carbohydrates. It's for sugars, fructose, different types of, fruits have fructose, or like the products have fructose, and those are going to go straight to your bloodstream. Okay. That's immediate energy. So if someone's, coming to a snack in the day or having their shake in the morning, it's good to have fast energy that are carbs. There's not a lot of carbs in our shakes. So when you add sugar or fructose, which is natural sugars, it's going to give you that simple carbohydrate that's going to be immediate. Carbohydrates are also found in like the CR7. Those are fructose. That's simple carbs. It's going to give you immediate energy. Example, again, sugar. For your complex carbs, these are for sustained energy. Okay, so also found in the CR7, also in the Prolong. And this is for more of like, just throughout the day, you're going to eat this. Okay, oatmeal is a good source of a good complex carb, whole grains. Stuff like that. And then maybe even like sweet potatoes are better than potatoes. It just matters where as you go with this, and it's just good to have. So too much of this is not good. It's, you definitely want to make sure it's evened out in your diet, and that way you get sustained energy throughout the day, but too much will cause crashing. Okay. So when people have a heavy lunch, they say, or you ask them a question, when you get most tired, they say usually the afternoon. Well, what did you have for lunch? Major amounts of carbs, major amounts of fat. They get really tired, and then that's where it comes from. Okay, so overloading in carbs. It is good for a certain type of people, depending on what they're doing. So like with Zumba or Dance Fit, it's so important to have those simple and complex carbs because you're going to be burning energy. Not saying to take the Prolong, but just make sure you have good meals that have good carbs and stuff like that. Okay, so closer to brown are healthier. I just like to tell people that because the closer it is to like whole grain, brown rice, sweet potatoes, any type of other type of pastas that are good for you. If it's closer to a brown, it's more natural, okay, more raw. Again, fibers, very important. Fibers also, like fruits and vegetables, they come with micronutrients, your vitamins and minerals. So very, very, very important. But yeah, definitely need it just to break down those proteins. And then again, fats, there's good versus bad. So the biggest information I got from fats was from the weight loss challenges. Again, all this is from Herbalife. Fats, and also Louis goes over this, and whenever he presents to Herbalife events like LDWs and stuff, he'll go over all this. But with fats, there's difference between good fats and bad fats. What I told Stephanie the other night, I kind of went over this, but this is going to be better detailed. Good fats are more of like your omega-3s. Those are going to be healthy fats that your body is going to be it's going to be more absorbed. It's going to help cause anti-inflammation on your fat cells, meaning everyone has fat cells. Okay. Once you have a fat cell, you can't get rid of it. So the idea is to take in more omega-3 so you can shrink those fat cells. So that's why the Herbalife line is so important. The Tri-Shield is so important because what we have in our diets mostly are those quote unquote bad fats. And those are omega-6s. They're not as healthy for you, and they're going to cause inflammation to your fat cells, meaning you're going to expand in weight. You have the appearance of expanding, and your fat cells get larger, so you're going to appear to look larger. So what you want to majorly enforce, or also for yourself, especially if you're taking in more bad fats than good fats, just switch it up. Make sure you're taking your Herbalife line. If Herbalife line doesn't work for you, try Tri-Sealed. Have fish every other day. Have those healthier fats that are going to cause your body to shrink in size. Okay. So next slide. Step 3, plan your own meal plan. So my biggest thing when I started this, like, I was very unsure of everything that was going to go on. Like, when I started doing this, I just wanted to maximize people's performance and make sure that they get really, really good nutrition, and I can lay it out for them. This is really just for your knowledge. And the biggest thing is counting for them, counting the calories, counting all the nutrients they need, and just giving them a set plan so that they can execute it. Especially with Stephanie and that $5,000 pot for weight loss and all that for her work, man, this is going to definitely help you excel in your whatever you're looking for. I mean, massively take good nutrition, but also massively take good product usage. The usage of products are going to give you testimonies as well as stories, and then it's going to maximize the easiness or the simplicity of taking food and nutrition. So what I like to show you is I'll show you as the example for my own weight and my own body. So that also helps with Stephanie's and Chica's like interest in helping people that wanting to gain weight. Don't ever pass it on to someone else. Just learn the knowledge that you need to know to execute their health results. Okay. So with this particular tool, you can find it in your membership pack. I just like to use the internet. I like to use my Herbalife, and I'll show you how to do that through the shared screen. And I'll exit this in a second. So what you're going to need is your height and your weight. That's really just what you need. And then the protein estimator. So I'm going to step through it instead of pressing on this link. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to Herbalife.com and then Living Healthy. This is where I got a lot of the information. But you'll just press on this and then go to Balanced Diet. Okay? So what I encourage y'all to do is just read through this after you hear this video. It's going to give you nice tips that you can share with others. It's also going to give you just information that it's really just necessary for you to know. Okay? This is just it might just encourage your confidence in what you can tell people. It really does for me. So I just tell them what they need to do, and if they do it, great. If they don't, then we just keep working on it. So what you want to do is go to Nutrition Tools, press on that, and then you see this little screen. So this is like if you get in your membership pack, this is like the little slider thing that a lot of people don't know how to use. So what I just do is I'll go to this. You can find out people's BMI. You can find out the lean protein estimator, their calorie intake, the daily protein needs. What I just really do is click on lean protein estimator. This is going to give you overall what you need to give them. Okay. So there's a difference between genders. I'll just press male. I'll put in my height or my weight first, 169 last time I checked. And then I will put in my height. Okay. And all you do is press calculate. It's going to give you everything you need right here. Okay. This is a very useful tool. So it's going to give you your BMI. BMI is the ratio between your weight and your height. Okay. This is just a number base. So this just tells you where you want your body mass to be. Okay. And then, so you want it between 18.5 and 25. Okay. Those are healthy ranges. Anything below 18.5 is underweight, meaning they're malnutrition. Anything above 25 is either overweight or obese. So what you really want to do, if you want a good estimator, is stay between these two numbers. What I like to do is say someone's trying to gain weight, they're probably going to be either on the low end or they're going to be around 22, 23. The big thing is just getting that number up, which is just going to be, that's just going to be weight. Okay. So what I would do is I'll put in your numbers, Chica, Stephanie, make sure that your numbers are correct. meaning make them below 25, and then you'll look really great. I mean, you already look great, but you're going to look even better, especially if you lower that body fat percentage and increase that muscle. Okay. So this gives me my protein factor. So important. This is going to give you all the numbers you need for like your protein levels. This is grams, and you just base it off your metabolic rate. Okay. So mine's around 150. So I like to do a little bit extra because I weigh 169. Like I like to increase my protein levels so that way everything's working better. And by nature, my fat's going to be lower, my fat intake is going to be lower, and my carbohydrates are going to be lower. Okay. So if you just count protein, by nature, everything else, if you balance everything, it's going to work perfectly. Okay. So, and then we're going to take your resting metabolic rate. This is just your, if you'd like to go down a little further, it's going to tell you resting metabolism rate, RMR. And then this is the number of calories you burn at rest during a 24-hour period. Okay. This is very accurate. It's based on numbers of your BMI, your weight, everything. It also has to do with your hydration as well as how much you're moving around. So this is going to decrease and increase based on different type of activities through the day. Okay. And then also I'll show you this protein factor. This is also found in your membership pack. But like I said, I just use this internet, and it works out great. And it also gives you a little bit of pointers of what you can do. Okay. So next we will go back to this page, not that one, this one. Okay. So I will show you also stuff, and I'll send this information to you also, you guys have it. So next step 4, you start to build the meals. Okay. So this is very important. Always use your base as Herbalife, and then the rest will work out great. Okay. Because it's well balanced. So for example, this is my, meal plan C. Okay. And you saw that my calorie intake, or my calories, were 2,000 roughly. Okay. So what I like to share is calories burned at rest. So that's that number. Okay. Your resting metabolism. You're going to take that number. Okay. Then what you want to find out for your clients as well as yourself, calories burned working out. So that's important. You want to know how many calories you're burning through your workouts. You want to know how many calories you're burning throughout the day. What you can do is you can wear measuring tools to check all that. You can wear a Fitbit. You can wear some type of band that goes around your waist or your chest area. You can do many things. Okay. My easiest thing is wearing a wristband, or maybe if you have an Apple Watch, they also have a reader on that. And then to find out your full calorie burn throughout the day, just add those two numbers together. That's going to give you the best amount of, it's going to give you an accurate number of how much you're burning or how much someone's burning. Okay. This is very important when it comes to gaining weight or losing muscle or maintaining. Okay. So add these numbers together to find out your full calorie burn throughout the day. Okay. So really this is the most important part right here when it comes to the question of how do people lose weight, how do people maintain weight, and how do people gain weight. Okay. So to lose weight with nutrition as well as activity. Okay. So a lot of people can lose weight without activity, as long as you just stay below your resting metabolism. Okay. So calories are at a deficit of your burning resting metabolism. Okay. Calories burned resting, meaning you want to create a deficit, meaning a lesser amount or a decreased amount in calories that you take in from your resting metabolism. Okay. So what I like to do when I find someone's metabolic rate, I just decrease it by 500 calories per day. Okay. So that means, say I wanted to lose weight and my resting metabolism is 2,000. I would aim for a meal plan at 1,500 calories. That's me counting it. Okay. Counting nutrients, counting everything. And then say I want to maintain weight. That's when those numbers come into play, adding them together, and you want to equal the calories that are burned at rest plus the calories burned while active. Okay. So that's if someone's like trying to maintain their weight. They don't want to lose or gain, weight. They just want to increase their muscle mass and decrease their body fat percentage maybe. Really, you're not going to get to that point because your body's just going to go to where it needs to go. Okay. And then the last one, which is most important for Stephanie's question, is to gain muscle with nutrition. This is so crucial. Calories exceed calories burned resting plus calories burned while active. Okay. So what I like to do is increase 500 to 1,000 calories per day, meaning their diet's going to be increased. So say I'm burning at rest 2,000 calories, which is correct. And then I'm active maybe an hour a day and I wear my Fitbit. Say I burn about 800 calories. So that's a 2,800 calorie burn per day. So I need to add 500 to 1,000 calories per day to that resting metabolism. And that plus that working out burning. Okay. So that would be 2,800, 2,000 is my resting, 800 is my burning while active. Add 1,000 to that, and that's a 2,800 calorie diet based on macronutrients. Okay. I'll explain that in a second. So really, you just want to make sure you fine tune this. Meaning if someone's wanting to lose weight, you have a deficit. If someone wanting to gain weight, they have an exceeding amount. Not too much because it's going to get difficult if you have too much. And then your body's not going to absorb everything and it just gets crazy. So make sure you just have a gradual increase. Next, step 5, make sure your nutrition is balanced. This is so important. This is where people miss it, I think. Keeping your nutrition balanced. Luigi goes over this, and this is one of his pictures that he goes over in his PowerPoints. But this is a visual of what you want your macros to look like, okay? Like I was saying before, I stick around a little bit different, but it's basically the same. It's well balanced. What I use to find these numbers is I use my Herbalife or MyFitnessPal. So I just download the app and I put in my nutrients I just scan my food intake. And then there's a way to find a pie chart that shows your percentages. Okay. And you can test it. You can practice at it. You can see where your macros lie and how much you're intaking. Also, another way to find out how to count from calories. Calories is just a measurement for your macros. Look at the weight loss challenge numbers, or look at the pages. Look at all the topics of protein. That's the first week. Go over the fats, go over the carbohydrates. As you teach it, you're going to learn it as well. And that's how I learned it. So do your numbers add it up. Okay, so your daily diet should consist of 40% carbohydrates to 45 roughly, up to 30% protein. I would never exceed that. That's about a gram per pound of weight, okay, roughly. And then add up to 30% of healthy fat, meaning less unhealthy fats and more healthy fats, okay? And then if you look around it, it's going to give you examples. Omega-3 is less saturated fats. That's the difference between your fats. And then it's going to have, for carbohydrate section, it's going to have your fibers. Fibers are so important, especially for digestion. And then exercise is going to play a role in this. And then make sure people are hydrated. Hydrated helps fluctuate everything. It helps with everything, from digestion to all your proteins digesting well, and then as well as your rest. Rest is very, very important, especially for young people. So if you have young clients or you have young people, they need enough sleep to stimulate their nutrition as well as to help everything balance, okay? So next step, this is the end of that. So what I want to go over now that I gave you kind of a little bit more knowledge about everything, I'm just going to X out of this. So when I got all curious about all this stuff, I wanted to make a nice little layout for, just to print out or to give and send to my clients. Okay. I use a lot of email based. I use a lot of just tools to give people better knowledge about this. Maybe if they're interested, or maybe for y'all, I can send this to y'all through my gmail.com. But what I do is I'm able to share this page. And so I'll scroll down real quick. Let me press this. So this gives you nutrition plans for clients. It gives you tools, nutrition tools. It gives you all the facts of like all your macro and micronutrients. It tells you how much water to take in and fluids. Gives you just a few pointers. I have comments on the right side just to give me tips and to give other people tips of what nutrients does for you. I just kind of really laid it out for a daily meal plan. Okay. So you can go through this. And all these highlighted areas, like they're part of links. So you can press on it and then it takes you to Herbalife.com and it gives you a complete detailed message about carbs, fibers, fats, vitamins and minerals, and so forth. So I made 2 pages of it. It gives you nice details about everything and then what the tablets do for you. And just it goes over everything. And then what I had planned on is just giving this to clients and just helping them out with their knowledge about nutrition. But I set up a lot of different stuff with this. Okay. So I haven't used this in a while, but it is really good just to kind of like use if you want to use it as a tool. But I'll just send this to y'all. Okay. So I'll exit out of that one. Okay. And then again, just use Herbalife.com. It's going to give you a lot of ideas on how to maximize your nutrition plan, as well as others if you want to start writing ones out. Okay. So what I'm going to do is give an example of a meal plan for one of my clients. Okay. So this is Jessica. She weighs, I believe, over 220 pounds, a little bit more. But what I did is I just put her numbers in. It came out to be roughly 2,000 calories that she burns per day resting, so inactive. And then what I did is I just made a deficit of about 500. Again, she is active, so she works out about 3 or 4 times a week probably. She comes to her fitness classes. She's really active. It doesn't have to be a lot. It just has to be something to stimulate more calorie burn. Okay. So what I do is I just write down either breakfast, lunch, dinner, meal 1, meal 2, meal 3. I take the meal plan. So you want to keep around a 150 gram protein diet. Okay. So if you count 1, you pretty much get it balanced for the rest. So what I do is I ask them their budget. I ask what they want to include in their nutrition program. And then what I do is just stick to the basics. I make sure I write it out for them so I can send it to them. But I write out, meal 1, all the stuff they need. So shakes, 2 scoops of Formula 1, 2 scoops of the protein drink mix, allowing them to have 24 grams of protein. And then tea to help enhance their weight loss, as well as the Herbalife line is going to be really healthy for omega-3s. That's going to give her appearance better because she has a lot of omega-6s in her body. So she needs to lower her body fat by switching those fat cells to healthier fats. And then cellulose, of course, that's going to help with water retention as well as toxicity and like all that stuff. And it's going to get rid of those and flush that nasty water weight and cellulite and all that stuff. So based on her calorie intake, 1,500, I just planned this. Okay. So with snack 1, I always try and refer, protein bars or the beverage mix. And then I usually give them a snack list. Snack list consists of protein-based snacks. I really like to give both because I like to give the variety of like different choices. Okay, so they don't get so tired of their meal plans. Well, they don't get so tired of everything. But your best bet is always referring back to Herbalife products. It's going to give you more cash in your pocket. It's going to give them better set goals. It's going to give them an easier thing to latch onto, and that's easily duplicatable. And then meal 2 is just another shake. I also add the mango aloe. You can have that in the morning also. Say she's taking total control tablets, which she are. I add that in there as well. It should be on the first meal plan as well, or the first meal. And then I also give them a choice or a healthy, well-rounded meal, because sometimes they decide, so I want my shake in the morning and I want it at night, so I'm going to have a healthy meal. So healthy, well-rounded meal means a balanced meal, kind of like the diagram that Luigi uses, or the 40-30-30, where it's 40 carbohydrates, 30% protein, and 30% fat. So I always give them examples of a well-rounded meal, meaning I give them, whatever their category is and whatever they like. Say they're still eating Mexican food, they can make it well-rounded. If they're eating Italian food, they can make it well-rounded. If they're eating some type of burger, they can make it well-rounded. Now, the biggest thing is keeping their calorie intake by serving. If you always refer to a serving, then it's going to be close to what they need in a balanced meal. Okay. So what I like to do is I give them examples. I just give them a whole bunch of examples. If they're going to eat out, which some people do, you know, it's an easy thing to do for a lot of people. If I tell them to go eat out, or if they go eat out, just cut it in half. Make sure you make healthier choices, and it's all about portion control. Okay, meaning if you cut it in half and it's a $1,200 or 1,200 calorie meal, it's going to be 600 calories. So it's a no-brainer to do that, and then they lose weight quicker, and it's easier for them. Okay, and then snack three, those are some of the choices. You always want to base it on protein, and then fibers slash fruits, vegetables, all that good stuff. Always base it on protein intake, and then the rest of the stuff. And then meal three, of course, this is kind of like an example of a well-rounded meal. So you can go ahead and read over that. Really, it's just recommendations on how to cook it, what to cook, what type of servings they want. You want it colorful, so you add greens to it, and then healthy carbs, which are complex carbs, okay? And then I don't believe she purchased the Nightworks, but a lot of people that are overweight, they need something that's going to help with blood flow, as well as, you know, all those heart issues that are possibly there. So Nightworks is always a good idea, especially with Glenn and Monica. I know they promote that product like crazy, and it's really good for function. So you can always edit this and make sure that you guys, I'll send this to you as well if you'd like it. So just ask me, and then you can base it on it. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count this with y'all. Okay. So once you start getting numbers down, it's going to be a lot easier. What I use is MyFitnessPal to put all this information in. It's all on there. You can help, it'll help you count the calories. Once you get to know it, then you can count it just by memory. So with this, say that they have their shake, it's around 220 calories, plus another shake, 220 calories. That's 450 calories. Okay. You add the two snacks up, that's about 200 each. So 450 plus 200 is 650, plus 200 is 850. So now they have 1,500 minus 850. They have an 800 calorie diet for their third meal. So that if they go out to eat, or if they have something, it's well enough calories. Okay. So say you give them a set meal plan and you are counting their calories. Okay. Say you just count proteins. Let's count proteins. Okay. So 24 for the shake plus 24 for the second shake. It's 48. Then each snack is around 15 grams of protein. So that's another 30 for both of them. Okay. So 48 plus 30 is 78. Okay. And then another, you see how you need more protein? So maybe you add 20 grams of protein per snack. That's 40, 48, that's 88. And then 2 servings of chicken is about 40. So that's 120 roughly. Okay. We'll scroll up, 125. Okay. So another thing would be good to add a little bit more protein to the shake, especially if they're a larger person, it's going to keep them full. But if you can get closer to that protein level and then balance their meals and their calories, it's going to be really cool. Okay. So I always add those few pointers at the end, but definitely. So I'm going to go over my meal plan. Okay. So it's very similar. It's just the opposite spectrum. Okay. So 2,000 calories burned. Say I burn about 500 to 600 calories per day from activity. Okay. So I'm sitting about 2,500 calorie burn per day. So I'd like to add about 3,000 to 3,500 calories per day. Okay. So I will send this to you. I'm not going to go over it all, but really what you just want to do is set up their plan so they have enough protein in their diet, and then also enough calories so they're gaining weight, and then healthy weight at that. Okay. So that's really, really, really important. What I like to do is just have a healthy meal that's well-rounded. It's okay to have a little bit of fat for people that are looking to gain weight, because it's easy to take off if they have muscle already. So what I like to do is have 3 to 4 eggs. It could be egg whites. It's a lot healthier. I add a little bit of cheese to it just because it's okay. You know, my fat can be very more lenient. I have enough fats. I cook with olive oil. So, and then I add some type of fiber or some type of greens to it. So this gives me a good amount of calories in the morning, as well as enough protein, and it's well-rounded. Okay. Then what I do is for my shake, especially if someone's trying to gain weight, it's okay to have a little less importance of how healthy it is, okay? Because it's going to make it easier. This is only recent that I've been doing this. So I'll have a cookies and cream shake. Sometimes I add a little bit of ice cream to it, or formula, or I'll add the rebuild strength to it. I actually add that every day. And then I add oats to it, oatmeal, okay? And then that's dry oatmeal. And then that allows my calorie intake. That's about a 500 to 600 calorie shake. That's important to some people. So if they just have a small meal for the morning and then they have their shake, it's going to be really great for them to get an extra 800 calories in their diet to 1,000. And you just want to make sure you fine tune it for the person. This might be a little bit too much for some people, but it might be just right. Okay. So then for a snack, I just have a 200 to 300 calorie snack. It's not a lot, but if I do have something, I want to make sure that I get my protein. Okay. So very, very important. And then for my lunch, I keep it basic. I always make my food. If I do eat out, then I'm usually eating out with Carrington or something like that, and I'll get something that's just real quick, but it's still well-rounded. So, and then that's just an example of what I have. And then I always have a shake with it. Shake's going to add calories to it. It's going to be really important to have. And then I have a snack. I usually have carbs for my second snack. Just because I'm going to work it off. So, and I definitely have my pre-workout. It's important for muscle growth. I have my tea for energy. You can use the NRG tea so people aren't burning calories. And then I use the CR7 so that I get my carbs, my intermediate carbs, and I get my hydration. Okay. And then during my workout, I have another drink of CR7 separate from that. And then I have my post-workout rebuild strength. Okay. So that's very important. The rebuild strength, it's a must to have if someone's trying to gain muscle, especially if it's lean weight. If they have an exceeding amount of calories, they are going to gain weight. So it's just based on numbers. And then let's go down a little further. Sorry. So for dinner, have something basic, I just measure it by one chicken breast. It could be 2 servings almost. I usually have some type of pasta, whole grain. If you want to mix it with white, you can. I have a little bit of Alfredo sauce. I just do light Alfredo sauce because it's less fat. And then I also sometimes have a snack before bed. Okay. Like cottage cheese or something. Low fat cottage cheese would be great, especially if they're trying to lower their body fat. But I only cook with olive oil, so that's healthy weight. I sometimes eat nuts. Peanut butter is not as healthy, but is really just getting your calories up at this point, especially if you're low in body fat. So mine's just going to be different. Really, the best thing to do is just count the calories for the person and then maximize their protein level for their body type. What I like to do is make it right around how much I weigh. So I do about 180 grams of protein. So if I were to count this up, it would be roughly that. I make sure that I plug it all into MyFitnessPal. It's going to count the calories for me. Really, that's the biggest thing. And then you can look at the macro pie chart, and that'll give you percentages on how to give them choices and stuff like that. So I really hope this helped. If you have questions, just ask me. You can find out all the information you need on this. It's really simple once you get it. And if you need some examples, like if you want me to make a few things for you and we'll walk you through it, making a meal plan for a few of your clients, just ask me and we can sit down and count it all for them. And that way you can just kind of like say, hey, this is an awesome meal plan. Take it to the bone, take it serious, and you're going to get serious results, and take your product serious. That's the biggest thing, like I'm not trying to give you alternatives to not taking your products. Products just make it easier, fun, simple, magical. And it's going to be really, really great for the person because eating this much meals and eating this much calories is sometimes really tough, especially for somebody trying to gain weight or just they're trying to lean out and gain muscle. Just make sure they increase their protein level and decrease their body fat by taking in less fats. Okay. So like I said, I hope this helps a lot. I'm going to send this information as soon as you ask me for it. Okay. So we're going to stop the recording there. If you guys need anything else, just let me know. Okay. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much. Bye.